the positioning, say like for example jab, having the blocking the temple, and keeping your elbow in, so showing techniques like that. So just have one position, so you know
what
how
background
to do
is
this
that
here.
from? Because I know in boxing they teach this, but a lot of boxers get caught in MMA.
And Muay this is more of a Muay Thai, because Muay Thai is like
and you got
it's
the head
more
kicks
covered. It's more covered up. So yeah, so you always gotta be avoiding the head kicks and stuff like that, but also keeping your elbow in too, so you won't get kicked on the side.
Robert, what's the position you start your elbows in? Because I know you got some crazy elbows, and it looks like your arms are almost out there breathing a little bit. You don't start with them in here. Can you show everybody that, please?
So from here, you can come elbow across.
Nice.
So one straight across, like a horizontal, and then there's one coming down.
Oh, awesome.
Right.
Nice.
And then there's one coming forward. You know, and what's another one? And then here, boom. And as you do this, you take a step forward into
you're
it.
Stepping with the front foot, the rear foot stays in the same position. The front foot steps in and then steps back out.
Right.
Nice.
And you can't really see the footing here, obviously, but you're on Muay Thai. You're having a heavy leg, and your front leg is more lighter on your feet. You know, so your back leg is ready to. It's a trip. I haven't taught in a minute, so this is good.
It's interesting you say that, because that is the classical Muay Thai stance.
Right.
You've almost sometimes they hang out with their knee up high like
so you
this.
always want to be protected, so that's why you're a heavy leg on the back leg.
On the rear leg. You're sitting all your weight on the rear
top,
leg. Really,
and the front leg, you're on the ball of your feet. You know, so they're very relaxed in its movement. Versus a boxer, you're constantly like going back. It's more springy. Muay Thai, they're heavy. Their stance is heavy, and they're protected. You know, so
they're not bobbing and weaving as much, right? You rarely, like maybe once or twice in a Muay Thai match, you'll see them roll under a punch, but most of the time they're keeping.
Most of the time they're taking it and then just following right back.
I don't know if you guys at home just saw Kamar Usman, one of the greatest of all time, who has a boxing background, went up against Leon Edwards, and he fell for that thing that TJ Dillashaw does, and a lot of really good fighters do. They throw that 1, 2, 3, and then they follow up. It looks like they're throwing a hook, but instead they follow up with a kick. Usman rolled under thinking it was a punch. It was a kick, and he ate that head kick.
Right.
And, you know, he's so pissed now. He's like, I made a mistake, but it's like, I have the same problem. Every time I spar a Muay Thai guy, I get kicked in the back because I'm too sideways. I've got the boxing background. If you've got a boxing background, it's very easy to kind of get rid of it and go into that Muay Thai stance, which is much more forward. The hands are much higher, and your weight.
Your leg your front leg is ready to block. No doubt. You know, because the boxer tends to be more on the side, so that's why they get kicked and the shit kicked out of their front leg. And that's why the Muay Thai guys, they tend to be with their with their front foot forward, so they can be ready to be like blocking up or to the side. But if you're here, you're too much. It's too much energy to get that to turn and block that
Benny
kick.
the Jet, there were a few people who could do it out of the bladed position, and I can't do that though, who could stay very sideways and still check the kicks, but not a lot of people can do that. It's much easier if you're 45.
But you're already there.
Or already, you know, all you have to do is lift them up in that position, and much easier.
The negative side of things, if for a boxer to get with Muay Thai guys with the front here, they can get them with the uppercut. So that's the thing. They with boxers, it's easier to avoid that. But with the Muay Thai guy, when they have that stance right there, if a good boxer can come in and do the uppercuts, and they usually get hit a lot. If Muay Thai guys don't know how to evade from a good boxer, they'll get hit with the uppercut a lot, from what I've seen. You know, so
it's so hard to land against a good boxer, a rear uppercut. I think I've actually landed one in sparring in 20 years. I was working on it so much with my coach. We weren't just slipping to the side, we were dipping and going in and throwing uppercuts. And I was such an idiot at the time. This was at a gym in Boston. I didn't know how to spar. I literally thought sparring meant you tried to kill the guy. And I was in there with this kid who was a pro fighter, who was very nice to me. He probably could have knocked me out. And the first move, he threw a jab. He probably thought he was going to do like light controlled sparring. I came in there, I dipped forward, and I ripped so hard that uppercut that it's literally, there's still blood on the ceiling. And he was like, I'm sure he could have knocked me out. He was just being nice to me, like, who's this idiot kid? So whoever that guy is over at Y Crew, thank you for not knocking me out, for being an arrogant asshole. But other than that, I don't think I've even ever landed a rear uppercut in sparring. They're hard to land. They're hard to land.
It depends who you're getting. A lot of people who cover up, and if they know they're covering up, you can pepper them with jabs, and then see the opening, and then come in with the uppercut. You know, it depends on the type of style you're going against.
I've gotten lucky with the shovel hook. That's my shot. That's my go-to KO shot. I can jab and then shovel hook, or pull a bunch of head feints, or you know, kind of like step with the punches and then pull a shovel hook. But that's been my lucky punch.
My thing is low kicks.
Nice.
So, for example, like boxers, they tend to go with the jab. So I see the.
Let's show 'em.
So it's here. Boom.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? So like, if you see a repetition that they're doing that movement and it's becoming obvious, then as soon as you see that, boom, at the same time.
Nice.
You know. So boom, and you can also throw this hand out to block with that jab. Boom, boom.
Nice.
Yeah.
Big break.